This is a quick look at the Ganzo F712 purchased from GearBest. So this knife looks a lot like a benchmade bedlam. So it's a clone, if you can tell. This one is obviously made in China and it's actually pretty decent. So we'll start with the handles, which are made of sculpted G10 with kind of a striation pattern on the handles, which does provide a good amount of grip. There are no sharp corners on the handles. They are nicely rounded off on all edges. It is a relatively thick knife. I'll show it into comparison with some knives later. But when this knife is open, it's very comfy in the hand with the finger twirls, which I'll show right now. So, as you can see here, you have 3 large finger twirls, 1, 2, and 3. These first 2 here fit nice and snugly when it's in your hand in this grip, and at the top here on the thumb ramp there's really aggressive jimping, which is really purposeful, and it really locks your hand in there. In conjunction with the first finger twirl, your hand's not going to slip out. When the knife is open, you'll see that you can hold it like this, or you could, if you really wanted to have more grip, you can hold it down here too. Not that I'd ever use that, but it's an option. Reverse grip, which I think is useless, but in case you're wondering, it's pretty comfy. Fills the hand, and with the curvature going downward there, it's really comfy on the thumb. So while it's open, I'll just show you inside. The liners have a lot of skeletonization, which will lighten the knife on both sides, as you can see there. While it's open, I will show you the pocket clip, which personally I will give this knife a hit. Pocket clip, when it's gripped in the hand, is actually rather uncomfortable. There's a hot spot depending on how you hold it. So if you're just holding it like this, just regularly, it pokes right into the meat of your hand right there. That's, in my opinion, because of 2 things. The first is that the termination point of the pocket clip there is not flat with the handle. It's not parallel. It's slightly slanted upwards like that. And in addition to that, the amount of space between the tip of that pocket clip and the frame is too large. It's at least 5 millimeters, probably about 6 millimeters off from the handle scale. So if you're holding it like this, for a prolonged period of time, it'll dig into your hand and it's rather uncomfortable. That's if you're using your right hand. Even if you're using your left hand and you're left-handed, when you're holding it, it pokes right into the finger. And it's even worse actually if you're left-handed. But since this pocket clip is only on the right hand and for tip up, you have no other options of mounting it. So the pocket clip, even though the tension is great, it grips in the pocket well, and it's a fold over design, which makes it a little bit deeper carry, even though it's not all the way at the tip. It's deeper than if it was coming from the screws down. It's a fail to me because of the uncomfortableness, discomfort you'll get with prolonged use. But if you're just using it for a short period of time, it's not really an issue. So that's one issue I will give it. That's quite a hit. Another issue is the deployment of the blade, which is actually perfect, but not the deployment, sorry, the bearings in there, or lack thereof. There are no bearings, and the washers, if you could see in the light there, are not even phosphor bronze. They're just a white Teflon or plastic of some sort. So yeah, a little disappointing, especially since this is the newer variety of the Ganzo F712. It's not the old one before the Firebird rebranding came out for Ganzo. They had this before the Firebird, and I'm not sure how that was, but this one has the Firebird logo, so it's amongst the newer models of this knife, and it has plastic Teflon washers. Quite disappointing. But anyways, deployment on this is nice. Has a beautiful Persian blade shape, great for slicing, and excellent for piercing if you needed to do that. Has a swedge up top, and perfect grip. Easy to deploy. There, you can even do it with the axis lock once you get used to it. And even deploying with your left hand is good too. I'm right-handed, but I can deploy it on my left hand without any problems. Blade centering. Perfect. Lock up. Up, down. Perfect. Left, right. Perfect. So yeah, just a hit on the Teflon washers and the pocket clip. I'll show it to you in comparison to some other pocket clips. Another Ganzo. If you look at the pocket clip there, you can see how much more this one sticks out. Another Ganzo. This one's a much more lower profile. And a San Remo Land. You can see right there how obnoxious this pocket clip is. If it didn't have a pocket clip, it would also be pretty difficult to carry, simply because there's no lanyard hold, I forgot to mention, anywhere on this. But strangely enough, there's this divot here, which I have no idea what it's for. You can see right there. Maybe that was supposed to be a lanyard hole at one time, who knows. But there's no lanyard hole here for those who want to carry this knife without a pocket clip, so that, with the horrible pocket clip, makes it pretty difficult to carry. I actually don't carry this one very often. I opt for my other ones. But it is a lovely design, functional when open and in use, and if you take off the pocket clip, it's a very nice knife. Blade stock is quite decent as well. Quite thick. And that is my quick look at the Ganzo F712. Good in all aspects except for the Teflon washers and the horrible pocket clip. Thanks for watching.